Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dave and I've just finished putting some gear in the back of the big rig. We're off to do some concreting at my son's place. He's bought a little micro garage and we're going to put it on a concrete slab. And I thought the best, most economical way of doing it was just to pour our own concrete. Didn't have a concrete mixer, so I've just picked up this little beauty off Facebook Marketplace. It was 150 bucks. Which I thought was pretty good value, and it's got a similar story that a lot of people that have concrete mixers for sale, they buy it with good intention, they use it on one or two projects, and then it sits out under a tree in the backyard for the rest of its life. So this one hasn't done a lot of work. It's a bit rusty, but it's been tried and tested, and it looks like it's going to do the job. And I'm sure I'll use it on some other projects around the farm in the next couple of months or so. So today's exercise is basically just to deliver this. I've got my plastic wheelbarrow in the back there as well, and we're going to take this and deliver it to my son's place. We'll get rid of this lot, and then tomorrow we'll get some sand and gravel, and then we're right to concrete. So we're going to be putting up a small backyard garden shed, I suppose you would call it, in my son's place. And his place is got a very small backyard, so he didn't want a big shed in the backyard. And he's already purchased the garage kit, and it's about 3.2 meters long and about 1.2 meters wide, so it's long and narrow, and it'll be the perfect fit for what he wants for the backyard. And we're talking about different options about what do you put it on. Can you just put it on the ground? Does it have to go on concrete? And we sort of agreed that putting it on concrete will make it last longer. And so then we started doing a couple of equations about, well, how much is it going to cost to get concrete put in there? And the first option we looked at was to get like a ready mix truck to deliver some concrete to us, but we only need less than half a cubic meter, so it's not very much. There is a firm near us where we are in the Hunter Valley called Concrete Taxi, and they do deliver concrete on site up to 2 cubic meters, I think it is, and they mix it on site. That would have been the easiest option. We still would have had to wheelbarrow it into the backyard, but the cost to do that was going to be about $350. The next option was just to buy the bags of pre-mixed concrete that you get from your local hardware store, and that was going to cost not much difference from what the actual ready mix truck was going to be. So the third option then was just to, well, let's mix our own concrete. And we did some sums on that. So I can buy from the local landscape supply place a sand and gravel mix for making concrete. So it's 2 parts of sand and 3 parts of gravel. And to that you mix 1 part of concrete. Now I can buy that. I can buy half a meter of it, and half a meter will fit in the back of my little mini truck here. And the price of that is only going to be about $80 for half a meter. I'm going to have to buy some cement, which I've already actually bought, and I'm sort of allocating that it'll probably be about 6 or 7 bags maybe of cement. And I got a good price on that. It was only about $7.20 a bag or something. So let's say that's $45. So realistically, if we do it ourselves and mix it ourselves, then we should be able to do it for about 125 bucks, which is a pretty good way to go. So here we are. This is the formwork I've just put up. It's just a bit of a old treated pine. Didn't have any hardwood, but it'll be alright. So that's the size of it. So it's about 3.2 meters this way and about 1100 or 1.2 this way. And I'll just finish that off. I'm going to put some plastic and some steel in here. Don't need to, but just make it a little bit stronger. We're just bringing in the gravel from outside in a wheelbarrow. So this is a gravel mix. So it's a mixture of 2 parts sand to 3 parts gravel. There, Benny's on the wheelbarrow.
Hello.
This is the U-Butte Facebook Marketplace concrete mixer, $150. I've run it just on a sort of test lead, and it seems to work all right. I guess our biggest fear is we get halfway through mixing the loads up and it stops, but we'll see. I've given it a bit of a grease at the back, and I think it'll be okay. Righto, let's get some plastic and some steel work in. Okay, so that's all in. I've put a bit of plastic in there, and I probably didn't really need to, but it is going to be an enclosed little shed thing. There's a big roller door that runs along the front here, so it is enclosed, so I thought it might be better to put a bit of plastic down, and just got some cheap Bunnings mesh to put in there as a bit of support. It's quite long, so I would think if it was going to crack, it'd crack in the middle, so a bit of mesh might help that. And these plastic chairs here, I've had this bag. I built a shed in about 1987, and I had these left over from when I built that shed. So sometimes it's good to hang on to stuff and not throw it out, because you may need it one day. Just shoveling the mix out of the mini truck. I think I've actually blown an airbag. I pumped the airbags up this morning, and that one's has sat right down on the bump stop, so I have a funny feeling that I've blown an airbag on that left hand side because there was too much weight in it. I mean, there's half a cubic metre, and that's probably 800 or 900 kilos, I suppose, so maybe it was just a bit too much. I don't know if it would have been easier to, I suppose if we were mixing the concrete out the front, then you would have to be sort of wheelbarrowing wet concrete down the side of the house, which is...
Wouldn't have been ideal, I'm sure.
No.
It looks like concrete.
Looks like concrete.
That's alright.
That was one mix. How many mixes here?
Well, let's take a look. Probably a few.
We might just yeah, just do it slowly. How many is that?
3, 4, 5. See you later. No worries.
Maybe a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, same again.
Still looks good. So they don't use the plastic plugs in America. Mum was saying that they don't use the plugs to hold up the steel
Chairs,
grating.
no. They just lift the mesh up as they go.
Huh.
But quite often you look at it and they don't. They just walk all over it and it ends up being on the bottom of the ground. So.
Doesn't actually do much then. Funny.
Okay, so all that's been poured, it's just about ready to do the top on it. It's settling in quite nicely. The bleed water on the top's evaporating pretty quickly, and we'll get on in a second, finish it off. Because what you could do is reuse those pavers that are here
Yeah.
and put some in front of where the shed is.
Ah, yeah.
So then you've got a paved area there
Yeah,
that
that'd
you
be
don't
nice.
have to walk straight off the grass into the shed. And there's a bit of a height difference there anyway. It's going to have to come up.
Need to step up.
So you know, whether we do that with dirt or something later on, I don't know. Yeah, it's all right. Ended up giving it the finish with the broom, which looks all right. The edging is a bit how's your mother, but anyway, I think it'll be. I mean, it's going to be heaps strong enough for what it is.
Oh,
For
yeah.
putting a little shed on, it'll be fine.
Be good. That's right. You can really bolster the structure into it because we're going to get a lot of wind
Oh yeah.
in August. Like,
Well, you've got good distance here as well. It's off the ground, so any water that comes in from over in the corner here isn't going to run
Yep.
through your shed. So that's all right. Yeah, it's good. Get the hose bin here. We'll give her a bit of a water because it's going to be hot.
some misting.
Yeah. You do that a couple of times today when it's hot.
Yep.
Just keep the top a little bit cool while it settles down for a couple of days. I mean, it'll evaporate pretty quick anyway because it's hot, but
True. Still helps, I suppose.
yeah.